Dear Chairman, Mr. Oğulcan Sagun, dear Co-Chair, Mr. K. Uruma, dear Chairman, Mr. Baran Çelik, and dear Mr. Gürcan Karakaş, good morning from Istanbul and konnichiwa to our Japanese friends. I would like to welcome you to the second collaboration under DEİK Keidanren Strategic Partnership webinars, Automotive and Supply Industry and Green Transition. I would like to invite the host and first speaker of today and give the floor to Mr. Oğulcan Sagun, Chairman of DEİK Türkiye-Japan Business Council. Mr. Sagun, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Dear Uruma-san, co-chair of Keidanren Turkey Committee, dear Mr. Baran Çelik, President of Uludağ Automotive Industry Exporters Assembly, and DEİK board member. Dear Mr. Gürcan Karakaş, CEO of Togg, good morning to our Turkish guests and konnichiwa, ohai gozaimasu, to our Japanese friends. Following the food and the agriculture webinar, today's program marks the second leg of our planned webinar series with our Japanese counterpart organization, Keidanren, during this term. Turkish and Japanese partnership goes beyond trade and investment relations. As we have experienced during the aftermath of the earthquakes, Japanese authorities, business world, and experts stood by Türkiye in solidarity. During harsh times, we are two countries that support each other. But this mutually respectful sentiment between our countries has always been held in high regards during peaceful times as well. DEİK Türkiye-Japan Business Council maintains a strong communication and collaboration with Japanese business community, both in Japan and in Türkiye. I would like to take this opportunity to thank co-chair of Turkey Committee, Uruma-san, under Japanese Business Federation, Keidanren, for their valuable support. In order to develop the trade and investment relations, we have to focus on high value-added sectors that have high standards. With this perspective in mind, and in coordination with Keidanren, we decided to organize our second webinar on automotive industry with a particular focus on technology and green transition, because it will be one of the driving factors to shape the future of our bilateral trade with Japan. I would like to draw your attention to some figures. The share of automotive industry in our bilateral trade with Japan is around 14% in 2022. The volume of automotive industry reached up to $740 million within a total of a near $5.4 billion in total bilateral trade. Some of the key figures concerning automotive industry with regards to investment are: total investment volume of global brands in Turkish automotive industry since 2000 adds up to $17 billion in 2021. Turkey became the #1 country in commercial vehicle production and #4 in automotive production in Europe, and 13th in global automotive production. Average export rate to OEM is 73%, and we have more than 490 Tier 1 suppliers in Turkey, with 30 of the 50 global suppliers have production facilities in Turkey. Anadolu Isuzu, İnci Yuasa, Toyotetsu, Yamato International, Yazaki, Sango Automotive, Sekiso Automotive are some of the leading Japanese investors within the automotive and supply industry successfully operating in Turkey. Today, we will cover a broad take on the automotive and supply industry as a major proponent of Turkish-Japanese bilateral trade. Before proceeding with our distinguished speakers, it is my honor to inform you that the next DEİK and Keidanren Annual Joint Business Council meeting will be held. The 26th annual meeting will be organized on the 10th of October in Izmir. I would like to take this opportunity to invite you to this distinguished event, in which a very high level of delegation of business people from Japan will attend. In this regard, Turkish and Japanese business community will have the opportunity for a fruitful platform to discuss bilateral business relations at the highest level. In today's webinar, we will welcome Mr. K. Uruma, co-chair of Keidanren Turkey Committee, to open the webinar, and we are honored to have Mr. Baran Çelik, President of Uludağ Automotive Industry Exporters Assembly. Join us to talk about automotive and supply industry in Turkey, and keynote speaker, Mr. Gürcan Karakaş, CEO of Togg, to talk about how Turkey's first electric car and the ecosystem around it was developed. In the second half of the program, we will have speakers and experts from the automotive industry. Dear guests, DEİK Türkiye-Japan Business Council is ready to support your business with Japan. And for our Japanese guests, we are ready to support your initiatives in Turkey. We will be stronger with you on board, and I humbly invite you to be a member of DEİK Türkiye-Japan Business Council. On behalf of DEİK Türkiye-Japan Business Council, I would like to thank Uruma-san and Keidanren, Mr. Baran Çelik, and Mr. Gürcan Karakaş, as well as our distinguished speakers for their support. And to our guests for participating and sharing our ambition to move forward. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman Sagun. Now, our next distinguished speaker is our partner institution, Keidanren. I would like to give the floor to co-chair, Mr. Kei Uruma.
Gürcan, 経団連日本トルコ経済委員長のウルマでございます。オージャンサグン、デイクトルコ日本経済委員長、またバラン・チェリッキ自動車産業輸出企業組合、OEB 会長、ギルンジャン、カラカシュトルコ自動車合弁会社、TOGG CEO 並びに両国の経済界の皆様、本日は大変お忙しい中を経団連とデイクのウェビナーにご参加をいただきまして、誠にありがとうございます。また、サグン委員長をはじめ、デイクの皆様には本日のウェビナー開催にあたりまして、多大なご尽力を賜りましたことを改めてお礼を申し上げます。トルコでのですね、巨大地震でお亡くなりになられました方々には、改めまして心よりご冥福をお祈りさせていただきますとともに、被災された方々には早い復興を祈念をしているところでございます。さて、経団連とデイクは、両国企業の協力の可能性を議論するため、ウェビナーをシリーズで開催しております。これはサグンさんからもお話があった通りでございます。今回第2回となる本日は、自動車産業並びにグリーン技術がテーマでございます。トルコは地理的に中東、アフリカ、ヨーロッパとの交通の要衝に位置すると同時にですね、先ほど紹介がございました通り、自動車をはじめとする製造業が集積しているためですね、日本企業にとっても重要な拠点の一つであるということは言うまでもございません。これは当社の話になって恐縮ではございますけれども、イスタンブールおよびイズミールにはですね、販売会社および製造会社がございますが、その従業員の皆さんを見ましてもですね、非常に若い層の従業員の皆さんが真剣に働いていただいておりまして、そういう意味では非常に活気ある国だというふうに私は自身思っているところでございます。トルコにおける企業の進出、現地生産を推進する上でもですね、これは何度も申し上げておりますけれども、日本とトルコの EPA の早期締結が不可欠であるというふうに私自身思っています。この締結にデイクのサグン委員長をはじめとしてですね、皆様のご協力をいただきながら、政府それぞれにもですね、働きかけながら実現をぜひしていきたいというふうに考えているところでございます。また、持続可能な経済社会への移行が急務となっております。昨今、自動車をはじめとしまして、環境に優しい製品の普及、また製品の製造工程におきまして、脱炭素化を推進するためのですね、グリーン技術の導入が求められているところでございます。これらの点を含めまして、本日、日本側からは、国際協力銀行の JBIC 様より、日本、トルコ両国の協力の可能性についてもプレゼンを予定をしていただいております。 今年10月には先ほどもご紹介ありました通り、経団連とDEİKはトルコ・イズミルで26回目となる合同経済委員会を開催をいたします。トルコが建国100周年を迎える節目の年に、トルコで対面にて開催できることを大変嬉しく思っております。本日のセミナーがですね、合同経済委員会の準備の一環として有意義な機会になるということを記念し、私のご挨拶とさせていただきます。本日はどうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
Thank you, Uruma-san. Today we have another very strong and valuable institution in collaboration, Uludağ Automotive Industry Exporters Assembly. Mr. Çelik is chairman of the board of OIB and participates in various NGO organizations actively as a board member of DEİK as well as a board member for TIM. Mr. Çelik is the vice chairman and CEO of Çelik Holding and chairman of TÜRKİYE-JAPAN. Mr. Çelik, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Aycan. I would like to say hello to all distinguished participants and distinguished guests, Mr. Sagun, Mr. Uruma, and Mr. Karakaş, and all participants, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, on behalf of Turkish Automotive Industry Exporter Association, I greet you with respect and want to express my pleasure in participating in this webinar. I am honored to be a part of this webinar because Japan is in automotive world is the very significant country, and it's the historical collaboration built with Turkish companies and Türkiye. For that reason, Japan is very important automotive world of Türkiye. The automotive main and supplier industries in Türkiye, maybe all you know, are major drivers of the economy. On a sectoral basis, our industry has been biggest exporter sectors in Türkiye for 16 years until 2022. Türkiye's average automotive exports have been over the $30 billion, and this year's is targeted $35 billion. So it means that 15% of total global Turkish export number. With a production capacity, we have 2 million units capacity and 1.35 million vehicles is authorized. We are the fourth largest vehicle producers among European Union countries and 13th largest producers in all over the world. Furthermore, we are the largest commercial vehicle producers in Europe. As you know, global climate change is causing especially developed countries to take stricter measures. Considering that more than 80% of our country's automotive exports are destined for developed countries, it seems inevitable that this transformation shall affect our automotive industry. Therefore, the Türkiye automotive industry must adapt rapidly to the technological requirements in order to protect and increase its competitiveness under changing conditions. The agenda of the world automotive industry is electric, connected, autonomous and shared car vehicles, information and entertainment systems, and software investments in vehicles are gaining more importance. Mechanical technology development is being replaced by information and software technologies. As Automotive Exporter Union, we are carrying out project in order to make in the Turkey automotive industry an important part of this big transformation. We have productive cooperation in many areas from education to innovation in order to assist the Turkey automotive industry in its sustainable journey to support global sustainability for a better future and to comply with current and upcoming regulations, we have prepared Turkey Automotive Industry Sustainability Action Plan. Our primary goal is to create this infrastructure for change and green transformation by raising awareness within the sector. Finally, I would like to express my pleasure to be part of this webinar and thank DEİK and Keidanren for the organization and hosting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It's an honor to have you with us, and hopefully we can also welcome you in Izmir program as well. Now, as you may know, in 2018, Turkey started a remarkable and striking industrial project and successfully completed it. As our keynote speaker today, I am now delighted and proud to invite Mr. Gürcan Karakaş, CEO of Togg, to talk about Turkey's electrical vehicle and how the supply industry is being shaped along with it. Mr. Karakaş, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Give me a second to share my slide as well. Can you see our slide? Can you see our screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. So it's maybe a bit slow. What about now?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, thank you very much. So, can you see me as well? Right.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we see.
Perfect. So first of all, thank you very much for having us and inviting us to this webinar. And if you see it from our perspective, our Japanese business partners are taking an essential role in our transformation and build up of the entire ecosystem. And therefore is also for us a pleasure being part of this webinar. So based on the logo and title of your webinar, the green transformation, we did focus during our presentation onto those topics where we are touching the sustainability. And I would like to start with the fact that as we have been deciding to run the company, to build up the company, we have been there to redefine the entire mobility experience. And this is actually the basics, the core of our entire story. But let me take all of us to the transformation need in this industry. First of all, it is with Togg, without Togg, with Turkey, without Turkey, it's the mega trends which trigger the transformation of the mobility industry. And if you look there, basically, we see that all of us as users are getting more and more used to the smart devices, and therefore we are expecting completely different things from the classical automotive industry. Meanwhile, on the other side, the technology makes it possible. It enables us to have more and more Internet of Things and services, and combining this with the clean technologies. And last but not least, the policies, the policymakers, the regulatory bodies are working more on the fact that the clean and green environment can be sustainably and also profitably executed. So what does that mean altogether? It means that our smart devices make our environment to smart homes, the smart homes probably to smart compounds, the smart infrastructures probably also to smart cities. So everything is melting into each other, building a smart and seamless living space or living spaces. So, and we as users, we do not want to ride through all of those living spaces with interruptions. We would like to have the mobility experience as seamless as possible, as green and sustainable as possible, and as personalized as possible. Now, here comes the thing. So the automotive industry from 100 and 150 years ago has been, of course, focusing to completely different needs. And those needs were making the most important thing in this vehicle, the engine and the gearbox. On the other side, with the technologies evolving around the internet and connectivity and also clean technologies, they make a different animal out of the car. So we call them smart devices, intelligent cars, smart devices, and within this smart device, the majority of the bill of material cost is being the battery chemistry actually, and software with power electronics around it. Why is that important? Why I'm showing this? Because those two things, these two differences, they are impacting not only the OEMs, the manufacturers, it also impacts the entire industry, first of all. And second, the way of collaboration and the way of doing business attitude completely changes, because with the very first one, you can do everything by yourself. With the very second one, for example, you have to work with hundreds, thousands of startups together, and it's a different way of doing business. And on the other side, also the sheer size is not in that sense important in the new world, because the agility of the company, the innovation of the company, the speed of the company is much more leading to success. Having said this, we have started with two basic targets, two major targets. The very first thing is building and developing a global competitive technology brand. So that was the very first thing. We were fully aware that even though our shareholders are the doyens of the private industry, a completely new brand, completely new company is being built up. And on the other side, we are redefining the mobility experience with the ecosystem together. So it is not enough anymore to build as an intelligent car, a smart device. So we need the entire ecosystem around. And that ecosystem is something which is not only user-centric from the perspective of the users, but is also open to, accessible to all the business partners, in example, startups, to make their business on top of it. So what does that mean? As the picture shows, this is a bit a gas and dust cloud, means at the end that we are building our business in three verticals. The first vertical is what we call the smart devices, and we will see later also that we have already started the serial production of our first smart mobility device. Then the second business vertical is our digital experience platform, where we are basically building our entire business experience digitally. And the third one is the clean energy solution. So before going to that, I would like to spend only one sentence to our core of the brand DNA. So you see those two arrows. They are building the best from the Eastern culture and the best from the Western culture, bringing it together around the user. We call this the duality, and this duality energizes us. This energy gives us the power to enrich the life everywhere, create the innovations on one side, and on the other side also the definition of what has been expected in the automotive industry is with that possible. So we all know we cannot do it by ourselves. We're a new company, and as described before, the entire business requires lots of other players, so we only achieve it together. We call it the together culture. And last but not least, we are born green and we are born into the sustainability, and we'll fight for sustainability continuously. So let me give, for those three business verticals, the idea where we stand and how we did it and where we are going to go. First of all, Born Electric platform means no conversion, nothing on a white paper, everything designed based on the state-of-the-art of technology, not only battery technology, which is lithium-ion NMC based, it is also from the EMB architecture, a completely different one. So all their update is right from day one possible, and level 2+ in ADAS or autonomous driving assistance or automated driving assistance services will be implemented as the technology progresses. So we have built a company named Cyro. It's a 50-50 joint venture, and this company is providing already today the batteries, the modules, and the packs. And later we'll see, we will be also manufacturing the cells in Türkiye as well. So the picture on the right side, this is our technology campus in Gemlik. It is on 1.2 million square meters, and we have started the mass production end of March. The capacity after the ramp up of the plant will be 175,000. And this is, as of today, from the volatile organic compound side, the most cleanest plant, because this is the paint process, and that paint process is the state of the art. And this is 1/7 of European standards and 1/9 of Turkish standards. So on the other side, we are already today getting our electricity from renewable energies, and this will be ramping up to 100%. And at the same time, the water usage is being optimized. Now, coming to the digital experience platform, what does that have something to do with the sustainability, you may think? So with digitalizing or digitizing the entire order process and delivery process, we are saving lots of traveling around in the entire country. So first of all, you need to know that we don't have any dealerships. So it means the entire process is really, the experience is on an app, a so-called app, TrueMore app. And we have started the application beginning of the year. Very soon we had 1 million downloads, and we started the pre-order process. We have received, we were planning to sell 12,000 to end users, in total 20,000 production. We have received 177,000 pre-orders. So while doing this, we have avoided or prevented the traveling around some millions of kilometers, and our colleagues have calculated or simulated that it is equivalent to the CO2 absorption of 37,000 trees. So, on the other side, we have, in order to promote the sustainable mobility, to improve the penetration of electric vehicles, a calculator which calculates you how much CO2 you save and how much money you save if you use electrically. So furthermore, we have lots of incentives throughout the journey where we have the opportunity to improve or contribute to the driving behavior, to the habits, to the consumption habits, and also our charging stations through those, they are feeding 100% renewable energy, so that in total we can have your journey on a very clear path. And if you want, we can also prove it on a blockchain that you are driving and behaving on a sustainable level. So last business vertical, you remember 3 we had. The first major activity is our charging network, smart charging network and clean energy solutions. As of today, we have 242 stations. Right now, this is the highest number of stations, over 150 kilowatt in Turkey. We are in 81 cities. Every single city in Turkey is covered, and till the end of the year, this is going to be 650. And what we have right now started is also the collaboration with Shell together in order to speed up the spread and coverage, improve the coverage, and opens the door also into the export markets. On the other side, already mentioned 100% renewable energy, and if we are collaborating with others, we can also prove it on a blockchain level that this is a renewable energy source. We are, of course, working with the batteries on the second life and or renewable energy storage options. And this is simply due to the fact that we just started, and the batteries have 8 years of warranty and not yet in the application. So Syro, I think it's enough to mention, it's a 50-50 joint venture. It is the company for us with the highest energy density right now industrialized and based on NMC. And we had the inauguration of the new plant extension in April this year. March, we have started within our facilities the serial production. In 26, we are going to manufacture our own battery cells, which is for us one of the important milestones in our journey. So True Zero is the journey we have named in order to set us the targets from the sustainability side. Remember, we are fighting for sustainability is one of the key DNA of our brand. We have set us the net zero target for 2035 and have already started with baselining and with also the scope 3 activities. So how do we do that? as you remember, this is the entire ecosystem or the network, business partner, supplier network. So since this is within our DNA, and since the corporate social responsibility, thanks to the support of our shareholders, they are all very much aligned and supportive in this topic. We are have already started together with the company Bain to have this analysis and the next steps, and also to reach our ambitious targets on the ESG side. Of course, to be very transparent, we have already started last year to our business partners communicating about this, and also starting this year how to proceed in the next month. So this is so far from my side. If I can come back to, do you have any questions?
No, there is no question, Mr. Karakash, at the point.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well,
my colleagues will be, two of my colleagues will be listening to the rest, and unfortunately, I already mentioned that I need to leave. So if there are some specific questions, you can either drop a mail or also let those colleagues take the questions, if this is okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Karakash. We are privileged to have you today, and hopefully in future we will be hearing more and more about the success of Togg. Dear participants, we are moving on to the second session. We will continue with industry presentations. I would like to introduce Dr. Abdullah Çerekçi, Zorlu Holding Strategy and M&A Director, as well as Chairperson of the DEİK Outbound Investments Business Council and Board Member of the Türkiye-Japan Business Council. Dr. Çerekçi, I would like to hand over to you now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Aycan. So good morning to everybody, all participants, our guests, our distinguished panelists, and also our special guests. So I think the first session was very informative. I would like to thank you to Mr. Sagun about the introductory remarks, as well as Mr. Uruma. And I think it was very valuable information from Mr. Baran, Çelik about the automotive industry statistics, how Turkey is actually positioned into the global, let's say, landmark, and also how Turkish manufacturing arm is strong. So that was very valuable. And I would like to also thank you to Mr. Gürcan Karakaş for laying out the e-mobility ecosystem perspective they have, as well as how they are preparing towards the sustainability net zero era. So those were very valuable. So now we are basically moving into the panel session. So we will have very special guests here, speakers here. The topic, I think, would be more about business opportunities between Japan and Turkey around automotive industry, especially the transforming automotive industry, because we are in a new era. I would like to mention a couple of things about the automotive industry transformation before moving into the introduction of our guest speakers. Basically, I think in the first session it was mentioned, but maybe underlying a couple of things are going to be very useful for the second part of the webinar. Basically, as Mr. Gürcan Karakaş mentioned, there is no more engines, in automotive. So in the past, engine makers were very distinguished, and they are basically the major players of the automotive industry. But we are no more looking into internal combustion engines in automotive. So it's basically a new era. There are increasing importance of electronics and softwares, especially semiconductors as well in automotive. So basically, this is a new architecture of the vehicle. So we're now looking into more electronic components players or electronic suppliers coming into the picture. So it's a changing supply chain. And also the supply chain becomes more integrated because, as you may follow, most of the OEMs are investing into the supply chain more than ever. They are looking into batteries, battery minerals, basically investment into battery manufacturing, battery minerals, and all across the other industry. And I'm expecting also semiconductor investments in the coming years. So basically integrating, it's more integrating into the supply chain. And also, as Mr. Gürcan Karakaş mentioned as well, that there are more direct channels in the business rather than dealerships. So OEMs are using direct channels, sales channels, which means closer to the customer. So this is a different approach compared to past. And I think this is also eliminating an important entry barrier into the business. So all of this transformation actually makes collaboration more important nowadays than before. That's why I think this event is very timely between Japan and Turkey, how to collaborate in automotives this new era. So let me introduce our distinguished panelists. I would like to start with Mr. Murat Sarpel. He's the general manager of Vestel Electronics, and I think we will be hearing more about how electronics becoming important in automotive industry. So, and we will also hear about the journey of Vestel collaboration with Japanese companies, as well as the Vestel's journey into automotive supply, becoming an automotive supplier. Murat Bey, welcome. I would like to also introduce our second panelist, Mr. Ryuta Suzuki-san, Director General of Japan Bank of International Cooperation. So I think we will be hearing more about the investment financing environment in this new era of automotive industry. So that would be very useful. So welcome, Mr. Ryuta Suzuki-san. Our third panelist is Mr. Hüseyin Alman, Technical Director of Anadolu Isuzu. I think from a perspective of JV with Japan companies, it would be very good to hear your experience as well as your efforts into towards sustainability, manufacturing of automotive into sustainability would be very, very useful to hear. And our fourth panelist is Mr. Oğulcan Küçükoğlu, Chairman of Akpres Metal and also board member of DEİK Türkiye-Japan Business Council. So welcome you all. Before starting the panel, I would like to just set up the house rules actually about the Q&A, questions and answer. It would be good to have the Q&A on the Q&A box here, but I would like to ask them at the end of the session with maybe combining some of them so that it will be more efficient to answer. I will take them later on. So please, when you have a question, specify it there to whom you are asking to, and I'll combine and ask at the end of the panel. So let me start with Mr. Murat Sarpel. So welcome, Mr. Murat. Basically, we are following Vestel in this new automotive era. You are doing lots of let's say new business developments in automotive industry, especially becoming tier 1, tier 2 supplier to automotive industry, and it's very interesting to hear also Vestel's journey from the past, you know, in terms of collaboration with Japanese companies and how you utilize these collaborations into your daily business. So welcome again, please. Stage is yours. I think you have a presentation as well.
Thank you, Mr. Çerekçi, and good morning and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very honored to be a participant in this webinar with such a distinguished participants. And today, as Mr. Çerekçi mentioned, I'll be mentioning about our journey, especially with our Japanese customers and our transformation from, let's say, being a consumer electronics and home appliance company to a mobility company. First of all, Vestel has almost 40 years experience, and Vestel has one of the biggest manufacturing facilities in Europe. We have more than 21,000 employees with over 2,000 R&D engineers in 11 R&D centers, not just in Turkey, but also in different parts of the world. And Vestel R&Ds are being selected one of the best R&D center in Turkey by the Ministry of Technology in Turkey. I just mentioned about our journey with Japanese customers. It is really a 25 years of collaboration, and we have very strong ties, honestly. If we check which brands that we have cooperated so far, and we are still cooperating, you can see all the names here. Honestly, 25 years ago, we have initiated our business in OEM perspective, but later on, after some certain, let's say, successful project launch, we have switched to ODM business. Therefore, we were designing and manufacturing for these brands. And finally, for some of these brands, we licensed the brands. And right now, not just the sales and marketing and manufacturing, but also branding and marketing activities are being handled by Vestel Group. You know, we are very hard working team, and in order to, let's say, have the results of this, and of course with the requirement coming from our Japanese customers, they have also applied for the TPM. And, you know, TPM is a journey. It has been started in year 2012, and within 10 years, we have finalized all these 5 very important steps. And by 2020, we have the world-class manufacturer prize by the TPM. So, you know, culturally, we believe that we really train ourselves very well to serve all the Japanese customers in all perspectives. When we consider about Vestel, these are the main items that you can memorize, especially embedded system design, power electronics, you know, of course, all Industry 4.0, automation, full automation, everything. And of course, all these things are always under sustainability perspective. And I should be mentioning that Vestel is already listed as one of the top 25 companies in Istanbul Stock Exchange Market Sustainability Index. So sustainability is very much important in our lives, and it's a lifestyle right now for all our businesses. We mentioned about the transformation or transition from consumer electronics and home appliance to mobility, especially to automotive side, because we believe that right now, especially consumer side and mobility side are converging, because, you know, the quick actions are always needed on the consumer side. We have to be very quick. We have to be adapting ourselves very quickly to the new technologies. And with the recent, you know, activities on the mobility side, on the automotive side, right now, electronics is becoming one of the very important items in the industry. So we believe that our muscles, especially on the power electronics side, embedded system design, all IoT-based, smart, let's say, connected applications, we simply transfer or transform all our existing muscles, you know, in the consumer electronics side to mobility side right now. But of course, as you may imagine, it was not that easy. because the honestly, mindset changing is a huge limitation at the beginning. Therefore, we spent a lot of time for this purpose. Unfortunately, we had to, handshake with some of our workers that couldn't handle this mindset change. But finally, we have succeeded. And for last 10 years, we are actively working on this journey. We have first established our automotive electronics division 10 years ago. And within time, we come up with many products. We got a lot of nominations, and we are continuing to, extend our business very quickly. Especially on the automotive side, we are working right now, especially on the display systems, and many control units like body control units, telemetry control units, some ECU and DCU solutions, and we are very proud of being a sole provider of all internal displays to Togg and also to other companies that you can see also the brands. And this is not the only product that we are offering. Honestly, charger units for the EVs, both AC and DC solutions, are also in our product portfolio. We are, let's say, providing a lot of products to many different, let's say, customers. I'm very sorry, I forgot to, put here Togg, because as Gürcan Bey mentioned, Togg is also, the brand name of Togg for their EV charger units, and we are also providing solutions to Togg side and also all these companies. And again, all the portfolio has been manufactured for ACs and DCs. So including the head-end software, we can provide end-to-end complete solution for charger systems. And in the especially mobility side, of course, one of the other important item is the battery system, battery packing systems, and also energy storage systems. We have initiated our journey by packing e-bike batteries, and we are also proud of being a Shimano's compatible battery manufacturer also. And our especially low power battery packs are being manufactured to all the e-bike manufacturers and also vacuum cleaner manufacturers. And for the storage systems, we have initiated energy storage systems to telecom operators to their base stations. And right now, we have extended with residential energy storage systems. And right now, we are working on the containerized modular lithium-ion energy storage systems. Within 3 months' time, we will be shipping our first products also in the grid-wise, let's say, containerized modular lithium-ion batteries. So from all these new technologies, we believe that these are the keywords that Vestel is mainly focusing right now. Of course, all the blockchain technologies by using AI, ML technologies for the especially IoT sides. Of course, cybersecurity is most of important item. Big data analysis are the most important items, and we have dedicated teams for this purpose. in order to be serving to our customers in all manner. As a collaboration, we believe that with our customers, we can easily jointly engineer any, let's say, projects. We can either give electronics manufacturing services only, or you can utilize our over 2,000 people powered R&D teams for your design joint engineering in all manners, not just in the hardware, but software, of course. So we are ready to serve for any kind of collaboration. We believe that we did it once in our consumer electronics and home appliance business, and we believe that we can do it again in the mobility side. Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sarpel, Murat Sarpel, for this beautiful presentation. Amazing developments, especially on the Vestel journey towards automotive industry. And I hope, as you mentioned in your last slide, more collaboration with Japanese companies in automotive side as well. So I will be coming into questions in the last session. So let's continue with our next panelist, Mr. Hüseyin Alman from Anadolu Isuzu. Mr. Hüseyin Alman, we are very excited to hear your developments towards the sustainability net zero targets. What you are doing, what kind of efforts you have in Anadolu Isuzu, as well as maybe you can mention about your Japanese partnership JV experience a little bit. So it would be good to hear your some words from your experience as well. Stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Çerekçi. Let me second to share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me today for this presentation. First of all, I would like to thank you all for this kind invitation. Our topic today is sustainable production and the clean energy in the automotive industry. I shall talk about the electric and CNG powered vehicles manufactured by Anadolu Isuzu, as well as renewable energy investment made to decrease the carbon emission. In recent years, with globally increased awareness, combating climate change and becoming sustainable has emerged as a priority for the automotive industry. Hence, progress towards sustainability became a responsibility of our sector. From a regulatory point of view, Europe has been working for many years to minimize the carbon emission caused by the fossil fueled vehicles. As Anadolu Isuzu, we have implemented many projects within the framework of the international effort, such as the Paris Agreement and the European Green Deal, as well as our own environmentally conscious approach and efforts. We have created our roadmap to 2050 net zero. Green transportation solutions are getting more and more attention in the world. This is also the case with commercial vehicles, which is our field of activity. In the minibus and bus market, factors such as a low emission, low noise, and smart vehicles are now among the top priority of the modern world city. As Anadolu Isuzu, also, we fully meet these demands with the environmental friendly, quite comfortable, and smart vehicles we produce. Hence, we are increasingly preferred our green vehicles, including both 100% electric models and 100% biogas compatible CNG models. We are eager to increase the number of the fully electric vehicles models for both foreign and domestic markets. And we continue our investment in this regard. We have made a commitment to the International Science-Based Target Initiative, which strives to counter the negative impact to climate change and global warming. We aim to reduce greenhouse gas emission from our manufacturing process and products in line to limit 1.5 centigrade degrees. In addition, we became a member of the Global Drive to Zero initiative, which strives to zero emission. We shared the zero emission target of this initiative and believe that the efforts towards these targets are vital in the field of commercial vehicle manufacturing. Globally, expectation of municipalities, transport operators, and logistics sectors for more environmental conscious vehicles are constantly increasing and evolving. In this regard, we aim to increase the variety of the fully electrical vehicles. The automotive industry has been undergoing a major transformation in recent years, and the commercial vehicle industry is also affected by the transformation. As Anadolu Isuzu, we are proud to be one of the founding brands that direct this transformation with our R&D power, smart factory infrastructure, innovative and environmentalist characters, as well as our competence in the field of design. The awards we received in the German Design Awards 2023 with our electrical vehicles Big A and Novocity Volt models are a clear indication of our strength in the field of design. It's also meaningful and important for us that we have received this prestigious award with our electrical vehicles. Furthermore, we are proud to have won these awards in the name of our country and automotive sector. Since 2018, we have been publicly disclosing Anadolu Isuzu social governance and environmental performance indicator with our sustainable reports that are prepared in accordance with the Global Reporting Initiative guidelines. As a company, we attach great importance to minimize the effect of both our vehicles and our operating process on the environmental, and we continue our activities focused on green transformation. In our production facility located at Kocaeli, 70% of the recurrent electrical energy is supplied by solar panels and renewable energy. We also continuously improved our energy consumption efficiency via various projects implemented on the natural gas and energy consumption. As we have done so far, we will continue to lead our sector in the green transportation for continuing our investment in the field of sustainability. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Alman. Can you please close the presentation?
Okay.
Thank you for also laying out your opinion about the sustainable transformation, as well as how public transportation, the commercial vehicles are playing a role in this journey. So it's very important because the majority of course, coming from passenger cars, but also from the public transportation is critical for sustainability. You're still sharing. Maybe I could ask for our next panels when if he's going to have a presentation, you will be replaced. But let me continue. But please try to close because we're still seeing your presentation, Mr. Alman.
Really? I try to close it. Yeah. Okay. Again.
I'll fix it actually. Next panelist, Mr. Oğulcan Küçükoğlu, welcome again. It will be very interesting also to hear your suppliers' experiences in this new era, and also your opinions about now how we can collaborate as Japanese and Turkish companies in the automotive industry, as well as, I mean, especially in the new era of automotive industry. Mr. Oğulcan, the stage is yours. If you have a presentation, please try to open up, and that will take off Mr. Alman's presentation.
Yes, but I'm still seeing the presentation of Anadolu Isuzu.
Yeah, if you share, it will go. It will disappear, and yours will come up.
Okay, it's okay right now. Could you see my presentation? I already shared my presentation.
Hüseyin Bey, ekranınızı paylaşıma kapatabilir misiniz?
We can switch actually, but let's. I already switched your screen. There's an option, but we have to take off Mr. Hüseyin's.
Okay, I try to switch off again, but I can't enable. Okay, I'll leave and join again.
Yeah, please. That
okay.
would work
Okay.
as well. All right. Okay, Mr. Oğulcan, we are now seeing your presentation fully and full screen. Please, stage is yours.
Thank you very much. So, dear President, dear distinguished guests, it's my great pleasure to make the presentation to all. So, my name is Oğulcan Küçükoğlu. I'm the chairman of the board of the Akpresente Küçükoğlu Holding. So, today, in my first slide, I would like to explain who we are and what we are doing. We are the body-in-white chassis and mechanism supplier for all OEMs, mainly for all OEMs, and our main customer is Toyota. On the other hand, we are Toyota and Lexus dealership, so we have deep experience about the production and sales as well. So, sorry. I think there's a problem in the slides. Just a minute, please. So, if you look at the volume, the global production and realization volumes, in 2022, it is in the world approximately 85 million, and in 2023, it's approximately 90 million. Sorry, Mr. President. There's a problem.
We are able to see actually the full screen now.
Just but in my screen there's a problem, I think, because I couldn't see the half of my screen, so that's my problem. Sorry for that one. So that there is a still I'm okay. Anyhow, just a minute, please. Okay, I would like to still go on my presentation, but I couldn't see the half of them. Anyhow, so if you see at the European volume of the 2023, it is almost 17 million, and in 2022 it's almost 16 million per car. But in the Japan and the Korea side, it is almost 12 million production cars per year. And in the world, it is approximately 90 million. From 2022 to 2025, it's almost 5% up. Sorry. Could you just give me 1 minute, please? Because of no, let me see. Sorry for that.
Maybe you should share again.
Maybe.
First stop sharing. And then share the file again so that you will see the same on your screen and our screen as well.
Maybe you can, if possible, could you please share my presentation?
Aycan Bey, yapabilir miyiz?
Yes, we can. Just a second.
Oğulcan Bey, can you please stop sharing first? Because okay. Okay. Maybe in the meantime you can try one more, Oğulcan Bey. Because you stop sharing, maybe you can share again, and then that will be fixed. Okay. So, Oğulcan Bey, are you now seeing? Because we are able to see your screen, your presentation.
Yes, but still same problem I have.
Okay, I can share it right now.
Okay, then please stop sharing it. Okay.
I'm so sorry for that problem.
No problem. Aycan Bey, please.
Okay.
Murat.
Can everyone see it?
Yes.
Okay. Please go on.
Justin. Okay. So sorry for that problem one more time. I will start one more time. My name is Oğulcan Küçükoğlu. I'm the chairman of the board of the Küçükoğlu Holding. So we are tier 1 body in white supplier, and we produce the mainly mechanism, chassis, and body parts for the OEMs, and our main customer is Toyota. So on the other hand, we are Toyota and Lexus dealership, so we have deep experience about the production and sales part. So I would like to share our global production of realization and forecast. In 2022, in the world, it's approximately 85 million vehicles are produced, and in 2023, it will be approximately 90 million. And if you look at the Europe side, in 2022, it is 16 million. And in 2023, the expectation will be approximately 70.5 million total production per vehicle. And so again, if you look at the Europe side, in 2023, it is approximately 17.5 million. And 2024, the expectation will be approximately 18 million. So it's approximately 1 point increase. So in the Japanese side, in the Japanese and Korean side, in 2022, it is 11.2 million, and 2023, it is 12 million, 4 million car, but the 2024 expectation will be 6 point decrease. Yeah. And if you look at the production and the forecast volumes of only for the Türkiye, in 2022, it is approximately 1.4 million. And in 2023, right now, the expectation is again 1.4 million. And 2024, the expectation of the production, the forecast is 1.36 million approximately. So it means that it is 3-point reduction from 2023 to 2024. So if you look at the Turkey in the world ranking and based on the production, right now Turkey is in the number 13 in based on production units. And if you look at the based on the sales unit in Turkey, we are ranked as number 18 right now. So if you look at the vehicle production in Turkey, we have almost 15 brands with the capacities approximately 2.5 million. We have Ford, Tofaş, means Stellantis, Renault, Toyota, Hyundai, Mercedes, and other OEMs. But also, we have Great Honor, Togg is our local brand, passenger cars. In Turkey, it's already SOP'd. And the production of the commercial vehicles and tractors, Turkey is almost the hub of the Europe for this commercial vehicles and tractors. It is very critical and important production for Turkey and also Turkish suppliers as well. And if you look at the vehicle exports of the Turkey, in 2022, it is almost 467K, and in 2023, it is almost 500,000 car we will export. And if you look at the total automotive export from January to June to 2022, it's approximately 15 billion. And in 2023, it will be approximately 17 billion US dollar from January to June. So on the other hand, exports of the Turkish automotive suppliers industry, the 2022 figures is 6.5 million approximately, and 2023, it will be approximately 7.1 billion. So the change is approximately 10%. So why automotive companies invest in Turkey? Because Turkey is a large, promising market for foreigners' investment and also the youngest population of the Eurozone. We have approximately with 83.6 million population, and Turkey is the largest country in Eurozone as population. And also the half of the population is under the age of the 31, and the youngest population is of Eurozone. 24 of the population is under the age of 14, and in the indicator of the young population in the following case. And also 68 of the population is the age of the 15, and 64 showing the Turkey as a strong labor force capacity. And also in Turkey, the total labor force of the Turkey is approximately 32 million, composed of the young and the educated professionals. And also the minimum wage net of Turkey is right now 331 euro per month, and minimum wage, gross wage is 447 euro per month, and minimum wage cost for the employer is approximately 525 euro per month. So also in Turkey, there is high incentives for the automotive industry, auto supply industry, like lower corporate tax rate, investment incentives, R&D incentives, employee incentives, and also additional taxes for importers. So on the other hand, if you look at the supply profile of the overview of the Turkish automotive suppliers, approximately 76% of the suppliers Turkish entrepreneurs, and the others are FDI. Also, 55% of the Turkish suppliers has more than 30 years experience. And if you look at the top 100 global suppliers, automotive suppliers in Turkey, there are almost more than 30 of them. Global suppliers are located in Turkey, which some of them are Japanese, like Aishin, Denso, Sango, Toyotetsu, Toyota Boshoku, are also located in Turkey with a very long time. So on the other hand, Turkish automotive suppliers are able to produce almost 80% of the entire vehicles, like glass, seat, frame, body in white, powertrain, and also the other engineering service, design service, electrical equipments, and hand labs. So what is the hot topics in Turkey are the battery issue, of course, and also mobile fast charging, electronic control units, advanced driving support systems, and also sensor control devices and power units. Production is right now a very hot issues on Turkish market. So on the other hand, the asset and the potential of the Turkish automotive industry, the automotive industry is almost 60 years experience of production in Turkey. And also we have high sense of quality, TQM and lean production. Also, we have labor peace in Turkey and qualified, well-trained, modified, and labor force at the competitive cost. Entrepreneur, partnership with world-leading manufacturers. And also, we have experienced local component industry, supply base. So high potential for the domestic market and more incentives on R&D and new investment. And also develop infrastructure service and high export experience of Turkish automotive industry in Turkey, we can say. So if you look at the summary figures from 2022 and our targets, in global production right now, we have approximately 1.6 share, and our aim for 2030 is 2.4. In global production, we are ranked as number 13, and our target for 2030 is to be in top 10. And in Europe production, we are in right now number 4, but our target is to be in top 3. And the export value is right now approximately 30 billion euro, and our target will be in 42 billion euro. And the alternative fuel service shares right now in Turkey, it's approximately 15%, and our target for 2030 is 70%. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much one more time, and sorry for this problem of the presentation one more time.
Thank you very much. It was a very good presentation. Basically, the facts and figures of automotive industry is in Turkey is very exciting. I hope these projections will be delivered, and also your points regarding the electronic software and these new technologies, automotive driving assistance, and all those. I hope Turkish startups as well as newcomers like Vestel and the other companies should be positioned well in these new areas, because these are new capabilities also for automotive industry. So it is rarely found capabilities. So I think newcomers will have a big chance on that one. So I think Turkey has a very good also infrastructure and also capability set for such products, solutions for automotive industry. Thank you very much again. Now, next panelist, our last but not least panelist, Suzuki-san, Mr. Suzuki from the Japan Bank of International Cooperation. I think you joined Mr. Suzuki. Please, we will be very much interested about the financing environment around this new era of automotive and energy transition in automotive especially. So please give us some information, some good news hopefully about the financing environment, capabilities of your bank and also the other Japanese banks for such, let's say, collaboration opportunities between two countries. Suzuki-san, can you you might be muted. Suzuki-san, I cannot hear you, but it is probably my problem. Can you, is somebody else can also confirm that?
No, we cannot hear him either.
Suzuki-san, you're not on mute, but there might be some issues with your microphone.
Hello.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
Oh, yes. Okay.
All right. Please take it.
お待たせして申し訳ありません。はい。JBIC 国際協力銀行の鈴木でございます。本日は JBIC のトルコでのグリーン業務についてご説明するお時間を頂戴しております。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。Merhaba, ben Büyüta Suzuki. Şimdi ben Tokyo'da çalışıyorum ama geçen yılın Aralık ayının kadar ben İstanbul'da JBIC İstanbul ofisinin baş temsilcisi olarak çalışıyordum. Bu yüzden hepsinizle konuşmadığım için çok mutluyum. すみません、ここから先は日本語で話します。次のページに進んでいただきましょうか。今日は大きく2部構成でご説明をいたします。最初にまず、JBIC、私も国際協力銀行というのはどういう組織なのか、どのような業務をしているのかということを前半でお話をいたします。続きまして、後半に入りまして、JBIC のグリーン、トルコでのグリーン業務というのがどのように皆様の業務の役に立てるのかという点をご説明いたします。早速ですが、ページ3ページ目お願いいたします。JBIC は全額政府が、日本政府が株式を保有している政府系の金融機関です。業務といたしましては、日本及び国際社会の健全な発展に貢献するために、金融面でお手伝いをしております。次のページお願いします。大きく4つのミッションがございます。第1には日本にとって重要な資源の確保。第2に日本の産業の国際競争力の強化。そして第3に地球環境保全に役立つ業務。最後のミッションが金融的な危機ですね。国際的な金融危機の防止、あるいは起きてしまった場合の緊急対応。以上の4つでございますが、今日はこのうち次のスライドお願いします。グリーンというですね、私どもの地球環境保全業務に焦点を当ててご説明をいたします。次のスライドをお願いします。具体的な業務の流れですけれども、融資のお話を頂戴したときに私も必ずスクリーニングをいたします。どのような形でお金が返ってくるかというのはもちろんのことですけれども、どういった日本の経済、社会への貢献があるのかというところを必ずチェックをしております。一番左に輸出金融書いておりますけれども、サプライヤーとして日本企業が入られる場合には、この輸出金融というものをトルコ側のバイヤーの方に提供いたします。真ん中のコラムにございますが、プロジェクトのスポンサーとして日本企業が入られる場合には、投資金融というものを提供します。そして今日お話しするグリーンですけれども、こちらは日本企業の直接的な関与、サプライヤーであったり、スポンサーであったりという直接的な関与がなくても、環境に貢献できるプロジェクトであれば、私どもご融資できますよという図でございます。具体的にトルコでどんな業務をやってきたか、これが次のスライドに記載してございます。輸出金融、投資金融というのは私ども第2のミッション、日本企業の国際競争力の強化というミッションの下で行っておりますけれども、例えばトルコでは地熱発電所の建設に際して日本から輸出されるタービン、この購入資金をご融資したという実績がございます。これが右上の図です。右下に移りまして、これは投資金融の事例2つ挙げておりますけれども、日本企業がスポンサーとして参画した病院 PPP プロジェクトであるとか、自動車の輸出専用ターミナル、この建設運営事業を私もご支援をしています。このような日本企業の直接的な参画がない場合であっても、グリーンであればご融資できますよというのが左下、緑の囲いでございます。ただ、日本企業の直接的な関与がなくてもということを再三申し上げてますが、ご留意いただきたいのが、この左下の注釈のところですね。日本企業のエクスパーティーズ、技術ですとかテクノロジー、こういったものが活用されることを期待してご融資をするという点にご留意いただきたいと思っています。 では、このグリーンというのがどのようにお役に立つのかというところ、もう少し具体的に、第2のパートですね、今日のメインパートでご説明をしてまいります。スライド2ページ進んでください。はい、私どもこのグリーンというものについては、トルコと日本、両国のベネフィットになるように、ミューチャルベネフィットが実現されるようにということを考えて設定をいたしました。皆様ご案内の通り、トルコではエネルギーの輸入を少しでも減らそうということで、省エネが政策として進められています。具体的にはナショナルエナジーエフィシェンシーアクションプラン NEAP というものが制定されてまして、その中で例えば建物ですね。これは今あるもの、これから建てるもの、これをエネルギー効率のいいものにしていきましょうという話。あるいは、送配電のところでのロスをなるべく減らしましょうという話ですとか、産業ですね。トルコの主要な輸出産業、製造業の製造現場でのエネルギーの効率化を目指しましょうということが政策として掲げられています。一方で日本企業、これはトルコに進出済みの日本企業さんも含めてですけれども、かなり高いエネルギー効率の製品や技術を持っておられます。具体的には省エネ型の空調設備、照明設備、あるいは送配電にかかるいろいろな設備や特殊な合金、さらには産業セクターで使われるような機器ですね。エアコンプレッサーであるとかボイラー、こちらもかなり効率のいいものを揃えております。また将来的にはトルコでも国産化の進んでいる電気自動車、こういったもののチャージングステーションであるとか、電気バスといったものにも日本の技術や知見が使われればというふうに期待をしております。これを具現化すべく次のスライドでございますけれども、私たちの大切なパートナーである TKYB、トルコの開発投資銀行、トルキエカルクマヤトルムバンカスとですね、トルコ産業開発銀行、トルキエスナイカルクマバンカス、この2つの銀行にグリーンというものを供与しております。この2つの銀行を通してトルコ国内の様々なプロジェクト、この図にありますように、送配電効率化、あるいはいろいろな建物で導入される空調や照明設備の省エネ化、左から3番目にありますけれども、e バスやチャージングステーションといったようなグリーンモビリティへの貢献、トルコ国内の製鉄所、あるいは紡績機械、繊維産業の工場での省エネ化、こうしたものにお役に立てるというふうに考えております。さらに次のスライドをお願いいたします。具体的には先に TKYB ですね。こちらは2021年の3月に調印をいたしました。融資の総額としては1億7000万米ドルですけれども、まだ3100万ドル残枠がございます。来年の2月末まで融資を申し込みいただけるというものですけれども、何かですね、この日本の技術を用いた省エネプロジェクトがあるという場合には、ぜひこの TKYB にご連絡をいただくというふうにお願いをしたいと思います。同様に下段ですけれども TSKB、こちらの方は昨年の2月、2020年2月に承諾をしております。2億2000万ドルの枠に対して7700万ドルの残枠がございます。こういう使える期間で少し長めに設定をしておりまして、2026年の1月までです。詳細な条件については各校にお問い合わせいただく必要がございますけれども、こういった省エネの事業がある、使えるかどうかということにつきましては、次のスライド、私も本店の担当営業部、私は所管しております、電力新エネルギー第2部とですね、トルコ側ではイスタンブールオフィス、レベントにございますので、いつでもお気軽にお問い合わせください。私からの説明は以上です。どうもありがとうございました。
Thank you, Suzuki-san, for this great presentation. Actually, it's good to see you have still some facility amount left over. Is there any decision to update the total facility amounts? Because I think there are more demand for these areas, new areas for investment, especially. So I think it should be good to have more, facilities, financing, availabilities for Turkish market. I have one question. Now we are moving into the Q&A session. I will start with, while waiting for some questions from our guests, I would like to start with Suzuki-san, a very quick question about, are there any examples or any facility, financing facility available for also out of Turkey projects where Japanese companies are collaborating with Turkish companies? I mean, do you can recall any recent project, for example, in other regions, maybe some African or other regions where the operator is Turkish company and technology provider is Japanese company?
とてもいい質問をありがとうございます。私たちがこれまでにサポートした中でもそういったプロジェクトございます。アフリカで例えば発電所を作るという場合に、主機、メインの機械というものは日本からの輸出。一方で EPC コントラクターにトルコの建設企業が入っていると、こういった事例があります。イスタンブール事務所を3年半ほど前に開設しましたけれども、その目的の一つはまさにこうしたトルコと日本の協業で、第三国、他の国ですね、特に日本企業単独では進出が難しい国のプロジェクトをどんどん両国で受注していただこう、そのための種をまくという目的で事務所を設立しております。
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we are expecting some questions as well from our guests, but I would like to continue with Vestel side, Mr. Murat Sarpel. Just very quick question. You talked about this transformation into automotive supplier, and it's not a very quick journey. It has been 10 years. I think you initiated this program. And you also laid out products in the portfolio that are at the moment as solutions, available solutions for any automakers. Are there any new areas in your pipeline other than these 4 or 5 areas you mentioned, like chargers, infotainment systems, displays, also some cluster solutions like EMS and cluster solutions? Are there any areas, new areas that you are also, for example, do you see any chance of specifically for automotive industry, semiconductor manufacturing in Turkey? Do you see any potential for future maybe collaboration with also with Japanese companies? And also other components of automotive industry. So please, if you have anything as Vestel in pipeline, or if you can recommend to the automotive players.
Thank you. First of all, the semiconductor business, of course, it needs some ecosystem. And honestly, especially this semiconductor issue has been chosen as one of the strategic items by the Turkish government. But of course, at the beginning, we have to provide the ecosystem in order to support this manufacturing in Turkey. But of course, if there can be such an opportunity, Vestel can be always a candidate for this. This is one issue. And the second issue is for any possible future collaboration. Maybe it is not fully related with the automotive side, but maybe sell business for the storage systems, because as you know very well, especially for the renewable energy solutions, for the sun or wind, right now Turkish government will be giving an incentive for all investors for the renewable energy, but there's one condition that there should be also storage systems next to these investments. Therefore, there's a huge opportunity in Turkey, not just in Turkey, but also in neighborhood countries, especially for the LFP type batteries, because, you know, for the energy storage systems, LFP chemistry is much more convenient. So Vestel is also ready for such a collaboration if there can be any, let's say, opportunity. Maybe these can be the good starting points. But as we mentioned also, for any kind of automotive industry, for any kind of charger side, and also for the energy storage systems and battery packing systems, we are ready for any collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I think the one thing is for Japanese automakers is the battery electric vehicle cars and hydrogen cars, actually fuel cell cars. There's like a dilemma of which one is going to be the leader of the future. So that is another point which nobody actually raised their opinion. But I would like to move into move to Oğulcan Bey for my next question, since nobody is asking on our guest side. You provided very good projections actually about Turkish industry. I'm realizing, I looked into the presentation very in detail, but since Turkey has a position of 13, 14, depending on the year and growth. But I'm feeling the auto industry with these new developments, since we are more suppliers actually in automotive industry are more shaped around the internal combustion engine ecosystem. This transition into electric vehicles, do you see any risk of losing, let's say, these 13, 14 positions in the global market, as well as the numbers that you provided as the export amounts? So how do you see, as a conventional supplier to automotive industry, luckily these both new cars and old cars have, I think, your solutions. They require your solutions, but at the end, there are lots of components which are eliminated through this transition. So how do you see this trend will impact Turkish supplier base?
Yeah, Abdullah. So thank you very much. Such a very important question. From our experience, the last 20 years was the hybrid years for the automotive industry, and the frontier of the hybrid cars, hybrid vehicles was Toyota. So, the Japanese OEMs. And the next 20 years, it will be the electrical vehicles years. And other than, as you mentioned, the hydrogen is coming. And again, one more time, the frontier of these hydrogen cars will be the Japanese OEMs, and the frontier is right now Toyota. So there is a huge change for the automotive industry in Turkey and also in the world as well. So what should the Japanese companies do in Turkey? What should be the benefits for the Japanese companies in Turkey is, I think, the software, to invest in the software, and also to invest in the battery technologies for the electrical cars, electrical vehicles for the next 20, 30 years. And the electrical control units, sensors and power units, and the control devices will be the very, very important and very critical and crucial investment will be in Turkey. And I believe that there will be a huge benefits for the Japanese companies in Turkey if they make that kind of investment, because also there are huge incentives. If they make that kind of investment in Turkey, there is investment incentives and also R&D incentives. So Japanese companies, Japanese suppliers have deep experience about that kind of electronic devices, battery devices, and control units, and somehow semiconductors. So I believe that if they make the investment in Turkey with that kind of supply base, there will be a mutual and high benefits for most of the Japanese suppliers in Turkey.
Okay, thank you very much. just one, maybe a question comes from the guests. It's not about Turkish market for it's Turkish republics, markets like Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan, and all. Do you have, I mean, any of the panels want to answer this question? The question is, are you following the green transformation in these markets? Any interested parties from our panels to invest also in these countries? If anybody wants to answer, otherwise I will skip this question. Okay, so the answer is, I think nobody is at the moment following. I would like to ask my final question regarding to the panelists, Mr. Hüseyin Alman. You mentioned about this transformation in Anadolu Isuzu into sustainability, green, green businesses, especially for commercial vehicle side. So how do you see? Because we talked about passenger cars mainly, because it is becoming more electronic, more software driven in passengers. It's more consumer centric, as mentioned in Togg's presentation as well. But do you see the similar trends in also commercial cars? I'm not talking about the small vehicles, but large vehicles, large commercials, buses, e-buses. Do you see similar trends, more electronics and more software is coming into picture? And how do you see collaboration opportunities between two countries, let's say suppliers on the bus or commercial vehicle side? What kind of ideas you have? Very quickly.
And thank you for asking. And recently, as you said, that especially in the Europe side and municipalities and transport operator, they ask lots of the electrical the vehicles, especially the public the vehicles. And Anadolu Isuzu in last for 5 years the work in this electrical vehicle side, and we also produced our 100% electrical bus and for electrical bus 8 meter and 12 meter. Both bus our bus is now running in the road, especially the European side, and we always continue our product range. Also, last year we launched our last mile truck electrical vehicles, Big Air. We following the market, and we tried to extend our production range.
Thank you, Mr. Hüseyin Alman. So it's good to hear that these developments are also in the commercial vehicle side exist and going towards the direction of passenger cars. So I'm just looking at the questions. I think we are coming to the end of the panel. No more questions as far as I see. So I would like to thank you to our distinguished panels for their time and efforts on contributing to the discussion. So I hope this is going to be a good starting point for rushing for more collaboration ideas between the two countries, let's say investors and industrial players. So I hope the ideas exchanged here would create some new ideas about these collaboration on these new areas. So I would like to thank you for all the guests as well for following us. So this is the end of the panel, end of the webinar. So thank you for all. Thank you for everybody. So bye-bye.